Peace, family. Peace, family. Welcome back to the page. Peace to all the guys and goddesses of the planet. Peace to all the high vibrational human beings. Peace to all the kings and queens, prince and princesses. Peace to every vibration in in the galaxy and beyond. But and the ancestors, facts. Cause they are us. They live in us. They, dwell inside of the atoms inside of us, which is where creation is also happening. Oh yeah, if you're new to the page, my name is No Fun Folk, cause I know it is growing fast, so this might be your first time viewing me. So gotta always introduce myself. I always come in with a high vibrational energy, because I feel like the energy that you come in with is the energy that you leave with. So, well, not so much high vibration, but just energy in general, just giving y'all something to feed off of while I'm giving this important download and, the things that I have researched and, I have chosen to present to the masses, of course. And once again, I'm appreciative for all the loyal followers and the people who are, joining the family and, just spreading the positive energy on to the page and to the universe, because what you give your attention to is what you also receive back. So with me putting out positivity, you're gonna receive positivity also with just being in alignment with me, because that's just how it goes. That's how the universe works. When we was creating the universe, that's just one of the things that we programmed into the universe. One of those things, just like we did with the body, a lot of mechanics and stuff to just run on their own. But that was just one of the things that we programmed into the universe when we were creating it. And that kind of brings me right into the lesson. The conversation, because I also like for y'all to share in the comments, how y'all feel about, however y'all feel. And we just going, that's how we, keep the community active. So don't hesitate to leave a comment and things of that sort. But today we're gonna talk about the fall. And I'm not talking about the season fall, which that could be part of it, but I'm talking about the actual fall of gods and the goddesses into these vehicles that we are currently in, which are human bodies that we fell into as gods and goddesses. First, I want to talk about, the beginning, like creation in general, my feelings on creation and how we got into these bodies and things of that sort. So we've always been creators. We was creators since the beginning of time. That's what we, one of the things that just atoms do, that they create. They created themselves out of nothing, so they are creators. That's how everything even started, them creating themselves out of nothing. So with creation beginning, we were continuously creating. So when we started creating, which this was some of the energy that was just in the universe. It wasn't all the energy, it was just some of the energy in the universe was creating, because that's what it was programmed to do, continue to create. So while it was creating, it's creating the heavens and things of this sort. Not so much heavens, but things that you would call the heavens, like planets and other galaxies and all this other type of stuff. So while we were creating, it came to a point where we started, certain vibrations. We was creating certain vibrations at the time, because once we became into being, that was a vibration on its own. So we continued to create vibrations. So while creating the universe that we currently are in, this, because only one, real universe. It's just like your brain. It's like a capsule, which that's the edge of the what they consider that's the end of their creation bubble. It's nothing beyond that point. So I mean, they can make up all kind of stuff they want to, but beyond that, it's just the universe is it's just like a representation of our body. So yeah, you have a huge, you can call it the Milky Way or whatever you want to call it. They put a name on it, but that is what it is, and it's just these different realities and different that are inside of that capsule. But at the end of the day, beyond that capsule is, obsolete, because this is the point where we was creating. This was like the beginning of creation, and Earth has always been here. It's just a certain vibration that we was creating within itself, because we were creators. We created ourselves out of nothing. Everything been inside of this bubble the whole time. So while we were creating, we started creating, that's where the zodiacs come in, because that's what we were creating to. And they get up to 12 different, zodiac signs, and like they call it a family. Everything on this earth comes from the family of the 12 zodiacs. And it's really 13 zodiacs. And they talk about this in the movie 13 Ghosts. Or I can't think of the name of the actor that's in it, but if you haven't watched it before, you definitely gotta watch 13 Ghosts. So in the movie 13 Ghosts, because it is an old movie, so it ain't like I'm spoiling a new movie. This movie was made in probably, I say probably the early 2000s. If I had to just put a number on, no later than 2011 for sure. So basically in 13 Ghosts, just like the guys did to us, because we were creating at this certain vibration, and it was a certain thing that happened. I might go into it. Matter of fact, I will go into it, but I'm gonna go into finishing up the movie description first, so it can give you a better idea. They trapped up these 12 ghosts, and then they put them inside of this capsulated house, which the house is like your mind box, basically. So they basically had trapped the 13 ghosts inside of the house. And the 13th ghosts, if you look at it, they was downstairs inside of a prison, which was a magic force field that was around them. They were also put inside of another capsule with spells all around them, which these certain spells were written all on the wall. And they couldn't, the 13 ghosts could see them, but the human beings couldn't see them because they wasn't vibrationally there. But once they put on these certain glasses, they could actually see the things that that were going on inside the house when you put the glasses on. So basically, I'm gonna get to the gist. At the end, basically they was forming a circle around this one man, and he was counting all the different kind of ghosts. I think one on the jack-o'-lantern. It was different ones. There was a lady with a box around her head. She was like had a cage box. One of them was just a man with like freaking rail, like the big rail needles that they put in the rails. Like he had one of them through his head. It was just like different ones. It was like a big a big glued chin as a baby, like whatever that word is, with the mama. And it was like different ones. Like I said, it was 12 of them. But the 13th one, he was in the middle, and he was the 13th ghost. And it was a human being. So the 13th ghost is human beings, not so much the Caucasian version of a human being that you probably think of when you think of human being, because everything was us. Everything was carbonated at first. It was black. You feel me? It was just gonna be real. We just gonna keep it OG. I ain't finna sugarcoat nothing. I'ma just be real with you at this point. So everything in the universe was black. So even the first human being was black, because the human beings that you think of these days, which are the Caucasians, they made with like 3 different elements out of the chart, which is like a little drop of human being, like a little drop God DNA. But that's when we was creating, we created human beings, and that's what we kind of, messed up. It was creating human beings, because at first we was creating beast animals, like, and then we ended up. That's why it only came up to 13th, and the other animals that are on the planet are just families of these 12 and us, the 13th, with this form of us, because it's only a form. So during that fall, and we actually became, because we created the human being race, because like I said, they sent us down here to create. We were sent as titans to create this certain realm, and then once we create the human beings, it's just like anything else. It's just like if you created something that was your reflection, and it looked like, dang, it looked just like you in your human form, you gonna feel a certain type of way about it. So whenever we created the human beings, the original ones, we was gonna raise them up to, a certain vibration, so that they could become gods too. But during this process, everybody wasn't okay with it, because at first the human beings were created to do certain work here, but then they trying to raise them up out of that vibration to bring them up, and they know that this would just cause, a certain events inside the universe. So, and then while they was creating, when they was raising the vibration of some of the guys was falling in love with the human beings at the time, and it wasn't like that wasn't how it was supposed to go at first. They were supposed to be teaching them how to come up in vibration and things of that sort. But then, like I said, things had swayed in that direction. Just like I said, the movie 13, they were supposed to be going to the house because he had inherited it, but then they had a whole different plan behind why they had even put them, why he had even inherited the house. Like, it was all ordained from the beginning. But basically at the end, they did become free, and then like I said, the 13 ghosts, they was able to free themselves, and then when they got out the house, they was peaceful. But while inside of that house, they souls was trapped, so that it made them angry and agitated, and they was tapping into a certain type of energy. And then they was releasing them only once at a time, and then at the end they kind of just poured out. They just kind of like right now, like the house was kind of like your brain, and basically you unlock whenever you going deep within yourself, because that's what it showed. They were deep inside of the house. That's your mind. That's your where your pineal gland is located. It's like in the bottom of your, this is all your pineal is like in the middle of your brain. So that's what they was. They was like in the middle. So as you are going within and things of that sort, that's when you tapping in. They gave them glasses and things of that sort, but really it was just and they was triggering it. They didn't even know that they was triggering it. They just was doing things inside the house, but then it ended up closing them within the house. And that's just us within this construct that we in, because we really just inside of our own subconscious. You think that you're you, but you're really just inside of your own mind. And this is only illusion of the certain vibrations that are at this level, if that can make any sense. But like I said, when we was creating this earth, because the earth is only a representation of the same thing that's at a higher vibration but at a lower density. we've always been at this point, but we was just we just went lower in vibration. But this is the outside. This is the highest vibration. We still live in it. We just at a slower vibrational rate, if that makes any sense. But these certain movies, like I will be kind of spreading my movie, because that's a movie I've been watching since I was younger, but it kind of just made sense like just now. So that's why I want y'all to go watch it also, but look at it from a different perspective rather than just looking at it for a horror movie or things of that sort. But because at the end of the day, we are the creators. We was, at the beginning, it was pure chaos energy. So we are pure chaos energy. And chaos energy isn't so much the happy, jolly things that they want to make it seem like. Chaos energy is sometimes violent, and it's very aggressive, and that's what, that's just things that we are made out of. And with us trying to be inside of this pixel world, which is can be changed up, and even looking into these certain projects, that they want to box us into. That's why we were still able to grow so much and create whole cities out of the projects that they want to call. And some of the best times was before the 1950s, because that's when we were still together, and like before everything became so segregated and separated within the black culture and within the black families, because the government put into place these certain projects around like the at first it was to segregate the blacks and the whites, because we know it was in segregation. So while we was in segregation, we just gonna talk about what's going on in the black neighborhoods, because at this point that's all I'm focused on at that. So during this certain segregation part, they created the projects because it was separating the blacks from the whites. So inside of these projects, there were the big teachers and the high intellectual teachers, that was working at black universities and things of that sort. So we was all still having to stay in the same area, because you can only have certain places to go, because once they came into the cities, they basically pushed us to the outskirts of the middle. Because like I said, this is the center of the universe, and they kind of want to they just doing the same thing that's ordained inside of the universe, that's built inside the universe. So when they came in, they pushed us to the outskirts, and basically the government was like, if we push them out, where we gonna push them out to? So that's when they created the projects, which was a government project. So basically when they did that, we were still, because it was so many, let's say it was a certain prestigious of dancers and things of that sort, we was growing because we was able to build up inside of it and still use the things that implemented within ourselves. So if it, like I said, if it was a certain scholar, inventor and things of that sort in the neighborhood, and everybody knew about him, they would go to him, and then he would create more inventors. Or if it was a certain professor that was in that community, he would be able to help more people build them up better, because he wouldn't be so separated. So once they noticed that that was happening inside the community, it was still growing, it was creating even more of an outburst of intellects. That's when they was like, all right, we're gonna let them come into our neighborhoods, only people who make a certain amount of money. So whenever that's when they started to integrate the blacks and the whites again. Well, not again, but like so much, like, because at the beginning it was a more mutual, and then when we taught them up to a certain vibration, picked them up in vibration, they became more, aware. So when they became a little bit more aware, they turned, because they knew the truth, and we gave it to them straight, we ain't sugarcoat nothing. but they won't give it to us straight. They want to they want to not even sugarcoat it. We got to dang near do everything to get the information. But so whenever we did, show them the ways. When we were lowered in vibration, we was, like I said, we didn't came to projects now. Then they separated us right there. So whenever the blacks moved into a certain, now the white communities that allowed them to actually come inside of it, the community, let's say if it was a professor and he or she was making a certain, well, we're gonna say he because they're in their time, we already know, and he was making a certain type of money, when he came into the community, they wanted to act like we was lowering the property value, but we never lowered property value. We only raised the property value, and we raised the property value through things. And we can look up the facts if you want to, because I was just reading it earlier. I do my research before I present it. So when we come to neighborhoods, we actually raise the property value because we pay more for the property that we are going into versus somebody else that probably won't pay as much for a property. And then a lot of the people were restricted, like I said, so it wasn't too many places they knew that there wasn't too many places that you could go to try to get a house. So they raised it up. They was like, all right, we're going to allow them to get it, but we're going to charge more for them to get inside of here versus somebody else. And that's just what was going on. And that's still what's going on, to this day. And nothing really changed, If anything, these same government projects are the underlayer to a lot of stuff that's going on. And they have certain, like I said, redlining, things that are going on inside of it that we might not know about. As soon as you walk inside of some places, you automatically probably redlined, and you don't even know it before you even sign up. You probably are the redline. So, like I said, that's what was going on. But with us coming down to this vibration and having to go through certain things to come back up in vibration, it makes you more godly than somebody who stayed a God and just been a God from the get-go. We came down to a certain vibration. We raising ourselves up in vibration, so we gonna be even more powerful. We didn't, like, pressure made diamonds, and we gonna be we are the diamonds of the universe. We just living. Currently, we are at a vibration where we living in the past of what it took for us to become the most greatest in the universe. But it's just like anything. It's just like how Hercules was from a baby. Like, he was always dead the whole time. And then, like, and like I said, Hercules, he was one of the fallen gods, which, that's us. Hercules, things of that sort. And like I said, it was just different ones. That's why he got his own star pattern up there, because all star patterns is light. And that light could have been, like I said, when we fell, that's the light of him as he was falling. So you looking at his old light, and like I said, once that light continues it's gonna be back to its full self. Because that light that you looking at night is old light. It's just a reflection of what used to be there. That light is being absorbed by us because, like I said, we've always been here. We are just lowered in vibration. So when you lower in vibration, you looking at just like a stream of light that's going to a projection screen. You looking at old light because the real true light is right there in that glow. But you looking at what's in the picture and what's on the wall. So with us being on the wall, you're looking at that current vibration and we coming back into receiving, because all they could do is put us here for like a certain amount of time, which time don't exist, but like a certain amount of, let's say, light years, because that's what it truly is. So they looking at, ain't nobody going nowhere. Like I said, we surrounded by ourselves, and that light is always coming towards us more and more, day by day, year by year. And it just slowly being just like how the sun is right now. We absorbing that light and we becoming stronger, more everything, more ourselves every day. When you absorbing that light, you become more of yourself. So that's and that's just really scratching the surface of the whole thing. I didn't really go into like the certain terminology or anything to that sort, which I will go into more depth as we continue on our journey. But that's basically like a good gist of the creation and where we at with it currently. But I'm gonna go ahead and slide out, family. I hope y'all enjoyed the presentation. Just know that you are a star, and every day you becoming more and more of a star and more fully yourself. That's why it took generations on generations to absorb more and more light so that we could become what we are today, even more conscious. And we only become more conscious because we receiving more and more light from ourselves, at a higher vibration. Because that's why they in certain Greek mythologies, the god, certain you were put inside of a family, the family houses of certain gods, because it's all under certain gods, certain titans that have fallen. But like I said, with that being said, family, peace to all the guys and guys to the planet. Peace to all my loyal subscribers. Peace to all the kings and queens of the planet. Human beings, high vibration, low vibration, because we rise in the vibration. So anything that's not meant is going to be eradicated, because all we're going to do is rise in vibration. And when we rise in vibration, we not be even worried about this vibration no more. We're going to be able to, but we did go through it, so we might still, do our thing. But we just continuously rocking vibration, and it's going to be an amazing thing. So just stay tuned. Until next time, I say to all, peace to all the ancestors. Peace to all, everybody. Peace, I say.